City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is a city I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every break. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ice Place while we roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm David, and I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
Hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah, city of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Yes! What's happening, peoples? I know it's black and white, but there's a reason for that. First of all, how y'all doing? Welcome back from the holiday seas. I hope you enjoyed a day of rest, chillaxation, you know, the basics. And today, we about to get it twisted. I got my homie in the house. Yo, tonight's going to be fun. So, I'm not even going to, do the long intro. I just need to remind the new folks, if you're new around these parts, make sure you let us know down in the comments so the family can welcome you in with the big Ohana Honi Honi. That's Hawaii style when we kiss both sides of your cheek. I wonder if we're going to have to change that after this pan. I ain't kissing nobody. But normally, that's how we greet each other in Hawaii, the Honi Honi style. But we're family around here. So just let everybody know you're new. They'll take care of you, give you the alohas and all of that. If you haven't joined the group yet, go check out docrock.live/group. Slide into the group. We have lots of fun there. We help you get your YouTube and your live streaming game on. I'm Doc Rock, your content creation coach. Welcome to the party. Today is going to be fun. I'm just telling you, it's going to be fun. Now, if you happen to catch this on the replay, let us know there too. And don't be afraid to ask questions after the fact. We'll still come back and answer you. Anyway, I'm going to show you something, gang. yesterday, I'm going to tell you how I spent my holiday. I spent my holiday painting the studio. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Here we go. Drum roll. Drums, please. I don't think Keith made that song. Shoom. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Whoa. Voila. The ZF1. What you think, fam? What you think? All right, I still got like 3 more walls to paint. Don't get it twisted. But I got it done. I got it. Yeah, I still got some paint in the beard. I see you, James. Let me say what's up to the family real quick. Everybody is here. Oh, my God, you guys showed up. Tony beat Keely and David to the chat. What's up? Mr. Camera Junkie in the building. Mr. Rob Vols is there. JD, Keely's other cousin from another buzzing, the Dun and Dun twins is in here. You got Maine is in the building. What's up, fam? Mr. James Hicks is in the building. MTD, what it do? Elaine Lady Dempsey is in the place. Lee, all the way from the UC, a.k.a. the UK. What's up, Lee? You got Cosmic Carrie Trash Can in the building. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you here. Dev Chambers sliding through. Foolishness, Dev. Straight foolishness. All right, just scrolling. Looks like we got Mr. Kevin Cox is skipping school. He's here. Mr. Big Rich Graham is in the building. Appreciate you, fam. Vinny is here all the way from Jersey side. And Mr. Mike J. All right, here we go. We about to slide in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my guest. Everybody knows him. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sneaker Preach, Keith Pelzer. Ta-da!
What? Dang, that is so fire. I love it, dude. That is fire.
What it do,
I gotta
man?
step it up, man. I love it. You put a hashtag in the convos. You told me to take it out.
I know.
I took it out.
You did? Okay, look.
Yeah, I did
see,
take it
this
out.
it's Ecamm Live, dude. We can do
Leave
this
it.
joint.
You can leave it.
No, we can do this right here on the fly. It's Ecamm Live, fam. This is how we do it. I got
straight
one more
took it out.
spot. Good, because I be in the comments. I'm like, yo, KP is here. Let me say something, and then you can't tag you. I'm like, come on, fam. Where you at?
So what was it? I never knew what it was.
It's something about so in computer code, something that wouldn't matter us visually, but the computer, it reads those codes, the hash mark specifically in most codes as a comment that's out. Think of every time Miss T say something to you, and then she really say something else under her breath. Imagine putting 2 of those hashtags and then writing whatever she would say under her breath. And that's why sometimes if you look at HTML code or some other code by accident, that part is slightly grayed out. It's just there so that the next programmer got notes. If somebody else got to edit, they can see what you did. Or you leave notes for yourself. You know, it's kind of like writing in the margins. So what happens is the chat program thinks it's part of the code. It doesn't know how to read that. Yeah, it's super funny.
Yikes.
Yeah.
My bad.
But I just, all these times I'm like, yo, I would say, what's up, KB? I can't even say nothing. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Hey, thank you, Philip. Philip here is dope. Man, I went through some heck trying to get this color. It took me a minute to try to figure it out. Actually,
it looks good.
Luis, it's not even purple, fam. Let me show you the magic of this here paint job. Hold on, let me see.
Let's see what's going on in there, man.
So what had happened was I got this paint. It's called Munsell paint, right? It's studio paint. It comes in a bunch of different colorways, if you will. So like I can go full Keith Pelzer just like with a switch. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Look, boom. So I can just switch it to yellow. I can come over here, hit it that light blue. I can get like Michelle Lawrence and hit that green. You know, get it all the way in there. I can get a little seafoam action. Can go like pink if I want. Can go like hard red if I want. You know what I mean? So what's really cool about this setup is by picking that, you know, like hue of paint, right, in a gray. So I went for a gray that didn't have a blue slant or red slant. You know, sometimes gray even has a brown slant. There's a term, I guess, in the you know, like home garden network people called grayish. It's like part bay, part gray. And then so I had to make sure I stayed away from all of that. You go to Home Depot and Lowe's, them fools ain't know nothing. So it took me a lot of research to find it. Where you guys live
Especially
in the mainland.
Home Depot in Hawaii.
Bruh. So you guys in the mainland, you can actually buy gray studio paint. It's like $110 a gallon. It's from a company called Graphic Light. But it's made specifically for studios, super low sheen, won't pick up your flash if you do flash photography, or for like us, we got all of our glowing lights, right? You don't want it to reflect off the wall. So like people that try to shoot in their bathroom, for instance, that not everything past eggshell is too strong, right?
Right.
So it took me a minute to find this joint. And then I just had to go figure out how to do the custom chemicals. And so I went in. I was like, okay, dude, now I got the recipe. Just follow the recipe, Barefoot Contessa. And homie was like, oh, we can't do that. So I went to the professional dudes at Sherwin-Williams. And then my homie, turns out one of my homies from my thugging days happens to be a manager of a Sherwin-Williams. And he goes, yo, I got this. Let me put my nerd guy on it. I got one of you here. I was like, oh, you're funny. And so the dude went, and he figured it out. And so it's a Westchester gray with a little extra smidge to it to get it so it doesn't cast any color. That way I can use the light to change color.
Well.
It's dope.
It sits well.
And they can go lighter. If you don't want that dark basement look, you can pick a lighter shade. There's like 3 shades lighter, 3 shades darker. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Wow. I love it, dude.
I can't believe I nerded out on paint for like 3 months, bro. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Hey, that's what's supposed to happen with studio stuff, man.
Yeah, it has to have a thing. You know what I mean? And then I wish we had stuff like this in a recording studio because our joint was black. And sometimes it'd be too dark in there. And I'm like trying to write lyrics or whatever. And I'm just like, it's not the same vibe. So at least this way you can change the lights to change the whole steez, So once I add a couple more lights, it'll be dope. You know what I mean?
Wow.
All right, dude. What's up, B? Good to see you here. All right, let's get it twisted. First of all, like most of everybody here knows who you are, especially Miss D.
Most Cephas. I love it. I love it.
Bruh, that was one of my first random doc-isms.
Cause you started it.
Yeah, from Vlogmas,
you started it
when you went outside and you would sit, dude. But see, I like those videos, and honestly, I want to do more of it myself personally. But we just now got the okay to go back outside because over here was really bad because of tourists, right? You know what I mean? So now I get a chance to go out and do some shooting from the beach and finally put my Rode Wireless Go to use. But I think it's dope to go outside every once in a while, and I think you should do entire sermon. You should start sermons from the seat, bro.
Oh wow! Well, you know what? Jesus did that actually. So
holla.
That is
right?
true. We're sitting down talking to everybody, So I'm sitting there like, that would be crazy to start it from the chair,
dude. I think the GoPro 9, a couple of these other joints can do Wi-Fi stream, right? Your phone. Guaranteed you got the juice to do it. It's just you got to check the trail one day. Just do like a live into our group just to see if it hangs, and you could literally ride and stream. And people will deal with the occasional switching between cell towers because it just be fun. And then you can get other guys that ride and be like, everybody jump on your bike. We all go in different places, but hey, jump on.
Wow.
And then you're going to ride. Do like 10, 15 miles and just speak on it while you ride it. It'd be cool.
Well, y'all helped me, man. Y'all did help me because that's why I got encouraged to really up it on the Sunday sermons because I'm just like, I would like to do this cinematography stuff and make it really live. You know what I'm saying? Just make it live. So the challenge of Vlogmas really helped. So, to make it live.
Yeah, so like, okay, you've been in production and creation of things forever. Right. And I think 2 things I would like to hear your stint on because you deal with quote unquote creatives all the time. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with that word. Partially because I am a creator, I am a creative, but I don't think I'm any different than anybody else. I think everybody's a creator until 3rd grade.
Okay.
I think from about 3rd grade, they start whipping you into doing stuff a certain way, following a certain line. Come in, sit down, put your pencils to the right, your notebook to the left, everything else under the chair, sit up straight, arms on the thing. You know what I mean? That's how it was at Tacoma Park Elementary anyway. You had to come in, and from about 3rd grade forward, you had to be on the structure. And you sat on that structure all the way till you got out of college, basically. And I think putting us into a line, so to speak, kind of squelches people's creativity. All of the kids that would paint a little outside the lines or, do little doodles in the margin. Back in my day, you got hit with a ruler. Now you just get yelled at or, detention. You can start to get penalized for being daring, right? You dare to do something different, you get penalized. So, like, from a creative person, like, what does that creativity type thing mean to you?
So I got another perspective on creative because in this pandemic platform, I came into this, shout outs to you, bro, and everybody from the ECAM community and people I met. Jedi Council, shout out to y'all. When I didn't know what to call this stuff that everybody was doing, I hear the terminology content creator, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I was kind of really thrown off about the creator moment, but I'm gonna tell you something I just learned yesterday. So Rabbi Lapin, his name is, he has a book called Business Secrets of the Bible, and straight Jewish, and he's 100% loves it. So he's not into, firing off at Christianity, Muslim, whatever, any belief, but he's given a Torah explanation of business secrets from the Bible, and the book is totally legit. When he does this section on, he said that the creator intended for us to work with one another or to deal with one another. So if you just take the principle of, and this is not dealing with, your sexual orientation, whatever, it's just a business secret of the Bible from that standpoint of view. Just take Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, you have this positive, negative type thing. And the thing is, from those two people, you get seed. So when you get seed, you get creation. It takes two. Philly Joe. It takes two to make a thing go right. Rob Bass. That's actually spiritual because what it is. Here's my first sneaker preach, y'all. Hashtag SAP sneaker preach. First one, y'all.
Snap.
Here it is. It takes two to make a thing go right. When you think about it, nobody in this platform or even the eCam community, Let's Get Live or whatever, has actually done it all by themselves. If you really get down to it, it's that concept of iron sharpens iron. And so when I think creative, you have it all in you, but it's kind of like being on a planet by yourself. If nobody else is there, anything you have, anything you do, it don't matter. But if you add somebody else into the planet with you, somebody else that has a different mindset, somebody else that's uniquely them, when the two of you come together, it does something. So my new perspective on creative is if you're not connected with anybody, you ain't really doing nothing. And so that's the simple part of it. If you're not connected with somebody, you're actually not doing anything because true creativity has to go. Quick cut across the field. None of the songs that I've been successful with was just because it was all me. The creative process had to take me working with somebody to do something and some kind of collaboration to make it work.
Yeah, true story. And James, I have on my bike what's called the Starlock. I'm pretty sure Keith has something similar. When you connect the phone to it, the phone gets stuck. It's going nowhere. Like, you could crash and break every bone in your body and your phone would still be stuck to the handlebars. Starlocks are the freaking truth. I have it over here. No, I don't have it over there. I have it in my bag. Dude, they're crazy. There's a bunch of different mechanisms to connect. You don't hold it in your hand while you ride it. That would be silly. Anyway, right. I like that perspective too, because I think about it all the time. Even for me personally, a lot of times I get my creative ideas or the things that I want to do, the things I want to espouse on or talk about from either chats we have in the ECAM Jedi Council or chats we have in the Let's Get Live community. Sometimes something just super random that my niece says as I'm trying to teach her, like at 11, not to get caught up in the things that people talk about as normal speak, right? My conversations to you guys about not saying certain things to yourself, I'm trying to stop her before she turned 14. I think after 14, 15, they start to stick. Right now, she's young enough that I can, slap that bad taste out of her mouth. Not physically, mentally, people. I hit her, she hit me back. She's kind of strange. But, just the concept of getting out of that, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready, I can't do this, I'm shy. Like all of that crap that people taught us as kids, is bad. Strangely enough, some of the stuff that our own parents spoke to us, they didn't realize it, but they were speaking some of that, you know, quote unquote, demand control into us because they thought it was just normal. You know what I'm saying? I just saw something the other day that blew my mind that I never even realized until it came out. Some kids in Cali just got in trouble for rocking a shirt that was extremely normal for the national championship between Notre Dame and Miami back in the day, right? And being a Notre Dame kid, I was all about that. I used to say it. I didn't even realize how damaging it was until you take a look back at it in this thing. So whenever the Notre Dame Miami game comes up, there would be these T-shirts, so green and orange, just like the Miami colors, and then it say Catholics versus the Convicts. And that comes from the time that during the Jerry Jones era, like all the Miami players, including The Rock, like they all got in trouble. They all went to jail. They all got busted doing stuff, you know, hanging out with Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke was up there throwing money. You know, they got busted. Their program got in a lot of trouble. There's dope documentary on the subject. But what I didn't realize, the subtext in that shirt, what these are the good, you know, rich, private school, pious gentlemen from Notre Dame versus the hoods from Miami. Just so happens to be a non-private school, just so happens to be a 86% black and Latino school, just so, you know what I mean? Like, it's in the context of sports. It's just, you know, making fun of the other team. I didn't even realize back then that it had this like negative, like racial undertone to it. So even for us as kids, our own parents repeated some stuff that they heard from the news or they heard from the common vernacular that was like setting us up for self-doubt. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so on people about be careful like what you say. Like what you say can just straight wreck you.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did you I guess take all of what you known as a creative, you know, from your music production space and turn that back into, say, the visual aspect of, you know, doing your church and everything? And then like what were some of the stuff that you knew about coming from that one space that you put into your current space in order to make it elevated?
Wow. You know, it's crazy. It was actually the ability to okay, I hate to say this word, you know, we hate this. It was the ability to create in the moment. So you're in a crisis and then you realize something's got to shift. The thing that had to shift for us was we can't be in the building. So if we couldn't be in the building, we got to do something. What do? How do you keep doing what you have inside to get out? The crazy thing about from a spiritual standpoint of view is our main thing is a message. That's the main thing, getting a message out. So this platform, you're going to laugh at this. I think we talked about this. I laughed at all the pastors that were like, the Facebook is the devil. Y'all on that social media, with the Instagram, what's the thing? Twitter. And you know, they was complaining about the phone was hell. The devil was in the phone until, you know, grandma start using the phone and texting. Everything is Satan is in everything. And then it's like, oh, dang. How the heck we gonna get the message across? It's like through that devil thing called Facebook or YouTube, you know, and then it was like, oh, snap. So for me, I'm into details. And details is like, I started seeing the wackest. I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, you seen, shout out to Monty Weaver, who was doing, you know, can I help these church folk out, make it look better? You know, and not just church stuff. It was presenters that were in buildings that had to do presentations that are in the middle of contracts. My client who's coming later on today, it was kind of like, how do I present myself as best as I can? And so that led me to saying, who are you? Okay, so here's the thing, is who are you? The real thing about who you are is how you define yourself in the middle of a crisis. So Doc, I'm gonna shout you out real quick, and I'm gonna go to, hey y'all, here go the second Hashtag SAP is about to go down. Y'all put it in there. I need 5 of them. Hashtag SAP. This is another sneaker preach. Okay, not for Bible thumpers, but anybody, if you don't know the Bible, it's all right, it's cool. There's a spot in the Bible in Acts chapter 27. In Acts chapter 27 and verse 25, it's the Apostle Paul says this. He says, you know what? I talked to an angel and he said, I believe God, right? And so his belief controlled his behavior in the middle of the storm. Here's the crazy thing. When he went into the storm, he was the minority, not the majority. But the majority was in him, even though he was viewed as a minority, because everything that he was before that, he was built. And so in the moment, it came out. All the people with the titles, everybody who's known, they got all the credentials and stuff. They were the captains of the ship. The captains of the ship, they told him, oh, we know what kind of mic you, we know what kind of camera. I've been doing this for 40,000 years and I know everything. And Paul's like, all right, cool. Y'all do what y'all going to do. And in the middle of it, he actually became the leader because those who actually knew everything, they were scared and they didn't know what to do in the middle of the crises. You, Doc, Diana, many others that I can't even name them all. We have redefined ourselves in the middle of a crisis. And now that the crisis over in a sense, or somewhat over, hey, everybody can come back outside. This is going to follow us. And what's the pivot? The pivot is what we had to adjust to with everything we knew in the middle. So to answer your question, it was basically what we see here is what was already built in us. So like you said, Doc, you can't just paint a wall. You got to sit there and think about it. You can't just hit the button on Amazon. You got to sit there and compare the product, look at it, read the specs, read it again, find out if it's the newest product. You keep going because you want to get the best. We can't just use the cheesy mic because we know we bust on other people's mic when it don't sound right. So we sit there and we try to get it right. And that's basically the creativity you have inside. Now, quick thing before I close. I'm a black preacher, and this is my close, the first one. So here it is. It's really right here. As Bill Gates would say, delegate your weakness. So shout out to Let's Get Live and everybody who's trying to help people to get better. Delegate your weakness. So if you can't figure out the cameras, the mics, lights, camera, action, delegate it to somebody that knows what the ham sandwich they're doing. All right, Doc, back to you.
Say what the ham sandwich they doing. Yes, sir.
I didn't want to curse. I didn't want nobody to say I'm cursing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, hey.
My wife does, but I don't.
Hey, look.
Because she from D.C. like you. So y'all got foul mouth.
DC preaching will cuss you out in the middle of the sermon, yo.
What y'all?
Hey, Rick Toll said black preachers never close, okay? Okay, so Jermaine brings up something valid to what you said, right? It's funny how churches kept saying the internet was a devil until they couldn't have service without it. And that's true. Even to like parents all of this time were saying to their kids, get off the computer, put that phone down, you don't need another iPad, you need to do this, you don't need to do that, okay? Then the damn demic came through, told everybody sit down.
That's a good word. I'm going to say that in the pulpit.
Hey, now, I also say the pandemic as another one of my favorites, which actually comes from Kara's mom.
But I'm going to shout you out when I say it. I'm gonna shout you out when I say it in church.
Kara's mom is just because she's Esau. She'll say the pandemic. It's just one of these things where, you know, all of a sudden, parents, even some parents who didn't think their kids was all about that, you know, it was like, yo, I got one of those kids. I'm going to have to watch him. They'd be like, yo, James, can you come in here and show me how to do the Zoom? And then James got the controller like, me? And it's like, yeah. It's like, oh, now you want my nerd support? Now? After you done took my controllers, let me get that controller back. I'll set your meeting up. You know what I'm saying?
No, wait, the best part is when your wife curses the kid out because the kid's like, what do you want, Mom? This is like, show me how to log in on something. It's like, but I'm doing, get your ass over here and log
exactly.
this in.
Exactly, right? So it's funny now because it's a known quantity that if something happens to the TV, like now, Mom's calls Emma. It's like, Emma, can you reset the internet? Emma's 11, but she knows how to reset the internet. She knows how to like help them get their passwords together. So why? Because I instilled that in her. Like, more importantly than almost anything else, I want to make sure that she's technocentric. I think one of the biggest curses that we do to ourselves, even, and you kind of mentioned it from the pastors, you know, in the church community. Telling yourself that you're not a tech person is the dumbest set of words you can speak to yourself now. Because your car has a computer. Your refrigerator, if it's in the last 5 years, has a small little computer. Your dishwasher, if you bought one in the last 5 years, has a computer. Like, you carry around one of the most powerful computers. We didn't have nothing like this coming up, right, as a kid.
Or you an OG like, walking around with a Bluetooth headset in your ear.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like there's computers roundabout everywhere, right? Now they want you to pay your tax that way so you can get paid quicker. You ain't even got to deal with H&R Block being in the mall lined up and stuff. All these things is gone. So it behooves you, even if you have to start now. Like, it is not too late to like go take up reading. It's not too late to take up learning how to use that computer. You know, you got Skillshare, University, YouTube. It's not too late to start your live channel. You know what I'm saying? You've been like the bomb gardener for the last how many years, and you know secrets about like eggshells and coffee grounds that nobody else know. Just go tell somebody, man. You'd be surprised at what it could do. Like, I got friends that started a garden during the beginning of the pandemic. They got full on like vegetable joints coming in the backyard. And beginning of this time last year, they had no idea what they were doing. They just came to the conclusion, we stuck. Let me get in there. And now they're just growing. And my other homie, who's a high-level marketing cat, he discovered how to make sourdough like this time last year. Now he got people ordering loaves from him.
Dude,
like when you let the energy move you where you need to go, and then like be a good receiver. I think my recent notice, people are bad receivers. Right? And so we receive the joints that we don't need, and then we expel that which we should probably receive. Can you speak on that?
So Rabbi Lappin says another thing. I love this dude. So he talked about in that creation, when you take creation and you take, how a baby is conceived, right? He spit out some Hebrew words, and those words boil down to the concept of receiving. So that's why a conversation never works if somebody's not listening. Because if you're talking and nobody's listening, or if you're talking all the time while somebody else is talking, okay? Like you and Diana, different ones, us that we all know each other. We'll talk over each other, then we'll fall back and say, okay, your turn. Well, what that is, we're establishing, okay, we're pulling in what you're saying. So therefore, something's coming out of you, and then it has to be received. And so here's another thing he pointed out. No matter what your gender is, whenever you are listening, you become the female species in that moment. So it's not about your physical gender, but in a spiritual sense, the person speaking is male, and the person listening has a female gender in that concept. What it is kind of like a baby. You have to take reception into womb, and then something bursts out of that. Whether it takes 1 month for you to get it, or whether it takes 9 months for it to come out. I was on the receiving end. I came into this community. I met you. I met Diana. I met Licio. I met Marshall. Met all these different people. And there's a part where when we say iron sharpens iron, there's a receiving end. And so when you receive it, you hear it. So I wear the t-shirts for a reason. So when I wear learn and do, I'm still receiving every time I look at myself in the mirror. That when there's learn and do, that means pause for a minute and see what you can learn from it. A lot of people come right in and they say, okay, I want that mic because he has it. But you didn't learn why he uses that mic, because you're doing without learning the why. And so if you learn to receive, then you can give that much better of yourself because you learn to receive.
And there's a reason for that. It's funny. When I don't know why people don't get this. Even from when we was kids, right? There were certain things that our parents or other people would have us do. And I guess the only way we can understand it is the Mr. Miyagi, why am I
What?
painting this fence, OG? Because you need to paint the fence. Paint the fence.
Right.
Paint the fence. You know?
Yep.
And then he's like, what? Just paint the fence. Paint the fence, right? And then one day he's like, okay, now I'm going to teach you how to block. You know, soto urike uchi. It's like, oh,
Right.
I learned how to do the block. Yeah, you guys don't know about my karate game. Just relax.
Oh, dude,
you know,
it's tight, man. You got
when
it.
he busts out
You
his
got it.
urikens, you know, he was like, oh, I got that. Oh, yeah, that's painting the fence, G. You know, like or swat the flies.
Hold
or
on,
whatever
do
the heck
yourself
he
full
was doing.
screen. Put yourself on full screen when you do that, so we can see it real
No,
quick.
no, because I know I know exactly. I know
No,
you.
go ahead.
Jonathan, I know what you're doing, Key. You know, so like I think there's a thing, like even for us, like as we come here and we're content creating, we're teaching, right? I had a reason why I went through hella holy water to paint this joint gray, right? I had a reason why I picked this, right? Even like the upgrades that you do, right? You're doing something that's actually very hard to do, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, right? Putting a backlight from the outside and then being able to see them sorghum trees that you got out back and then still be properly exposed, and then have the church window and then the love light. Hey Alexa, turn off the love light. I just want to see if it worked.
Oh no, because I got in-ear headphones on.
Okay.
Listen, tell everybody another reason why you want in-ear headphones, so that your Alexa don't start jacking up and shifting stuff from somebody else's
Yo,
voice.
because Google gonna say something today, always in the stream. But like what Keith is doing right now, that backlighting, and it's good because it gives you a depth, right? And in order to do that, you got to have good front lighting. You got to have a decent camera, a fast lens. There's things that you have to know. It wasn't just, I'm trying to. See, of course he got buttons.
I got you.
Of course he
I
got
you.
buttons.
So I'll show it to you. There, that's the light. I mean, that's the back room light
beautiful.
coming in. That's the back room light.
Hey Dracula, what you doing peeping in them people's window?
It's no, it's crazy when my neighbors come by and the neighbors will sit there and it's like they creep up and they be trying to walk the dog real slow and the dog's trying to pull them and they're trying to peep in the window, and then I go to the window and I look right out at them. And I go,
Oh my goodness. Yo.
is that wine? I mean, June.
Yeah, it's true. Dude, Miss D, she come through with the fire. Okay, look, I'm going to have to reset this because the timer's going to disappear. Here we go. Let me hit it. She said,
Go ahead.
If you're tech savvy enough to set up direct deposit account, you can create content. And
Oh,
then,
heck yeah.
You know what I have to say to that, Miss D?
I'm just keeping it real.
Like,
love
come on. That is, yo, sis, this is legit. This should be an Instagram post on one of your famous Instagram, but just make the whole thing. That is true. There's true.
That's dead on point.
What's
That's
up,
dead on
Niner
point.
Sickness? How you been, Beto? Been a minute? Yes,
Niner.
that was crazy. Sam is making fun of me, wax on, wax off. Guys,
Thank
check
you,
out
Sam.
Sam's channel. Her channel is fire. She's documenting her journey in France. Is pretty cool. Making me just want to get on the plane, though.
Fournier, I got to pronounce that right. June has to help me to pronounce these names right. But thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
I think if you're going to Fournier, if you're going to be French about it.
Oh, wow. Okay, Fournier. Okay, French. Okay, French.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Yeah.
that.
See, that's exactly why I do it. And Jake over here with the jokes. Come on, bring that size 8 full screen, baby, because he know I have that melon. That serious melon. Hey, Glenda, good to see you here, ma. She's cool. Glenda's fun.
Glenn, what's going on?
And Miss D, stop messing with me.
Yeah, listen,
right?
that's why you keep them headphones on, because she started jacking up and answering the wrong thing.
Oh my goodness.
Tina be fussing at her all the time. I mean, she be arguing with her. She be like, Alexa, turn the damn lights off. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. She's like, I'm talking to you. And she starts snapping. It's like, babe, you're not going to get her to do it like that.
I think if Amazon was smart, they would put Alexa's ability to like back talk when somebody say something stupid back
Yes.
at her. She should be
Yes.
able to fire back. Hold up.
Yes.
Don't you know I would tell everybody what size drawers you wore on Twitter? Like something crazy. I was just, like, I'm going to tweet out that freaky deaky heat up oil you just ordered. Like, so I would just say something. If I was, don't let me program Alexa. I would have her saying all kind of like madness, man. Absolute madness. Okay. So this is my favorite part of just watching a lot of people's streams is their stories. Miss D dropped a fantastic one on this other day, and it's been like 2 weeks, and Luis and I, Mr. Camera Junkie, we're still laughing, and Luis would just bring it up randomly, and then I'll start laughing for like an hour. Is there anything from your like creative history that is like a good lesson story that you could tell in order to like help people just see whatever? I don't know. There's you're a preacher. You got it. There got to be a good story that you use to remind you where you at now.
Oh man, I'll tell you. So let me see how I can best put it. Oh, so this is what I'm trying to do around Philly. So I'm a producer, songwriter. It's Doc put it in the column and stuff. But here's the deal. So the six guys of us, we were in a touch of jazz, and we all kind of had like a little separation, fallout type thing with DJ Jazzy Jeff, who's the DJ for Fresh Prince, Bel Air, Will Smith guy. I worked with them for years. So Jill Scott, the artist I won a Grammy with, she's doing Nationwide commercial. Shout out to Jill. Nationwide is on your side, whatever. Jill was the girl who would come to the studio with her friend, and she would just hang around the studio. We're working with major artists. I mean, so-and-so's here, such and such there. And we working tracks and stuff and, trying to get something landed on a big record, just to be with the artist. And here's this Jilly from Philly sitting right there. She would clean up the studio, and she's like a sister to us, and nobody took her serious that she could sing. Well, one day when everything got low and we just wasn't doing nothing, one of the other producers cut a song with her, and we was like, dang, she actually sound dope. Okay, and then the song she did with the Roots wasn't really out there yet, and so I took her in the room, worked with her, and it was like, dang, this girl's dope. And we working, got the whole album together, all the guys, and then took it to the record companies, and mostly all the record companies turned it down. And then they're looking at her picture, like, and y'all ladies hear me, she's a heavyweight girl, she don't look like Beyonce, don't look like the other girls, Destiny Child, whatever. They was like, they passed. And they were like, oh, y'all music is a little too, they didn't understand us. We maintain doing what we do. Sooner or later, it took a while, but this is how you have to learn to manage your WAIT. Listen, WEIGHT is on you all the time. It can depress you. It can make you anxious for everything. Where biblically we teach be anxious for nothing, but in everything prayer. And then there's Thanksgiving that you throw out first. So with Thanksgiving, start asking God for what you want. But then you have to have the patience, and then it says you have peace that transcends the understanding of why the world doesn't like this stuff that we're bringing up from inside. Well, once you're sure about what you're doing, and we were sure about what we were doing, we literally said, now y'all don't judge me as a preacher. We were like, F them record companies, because they don't know. We that's what we did. We were kind of saddened that we didn't get a deal, but we were like, you know what? We believe in what we're doing. Sooner than later, in the managing our WAIT, a man named Steve McKeever, who's really best friends with Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan loved her freaking record. Listen to that. Not the record executive, but Michael Jordan likes it. And he had the money to make something happen. Steve McKeever had the money to make something happen. And then they got our songs together. She got a deal, and it comes out. And within about a year and a half from that most depressing moment, I'm standing on Sunset Boulevard in LA, and Puffy's picture's over here. But then there's Jill Scott, and it said, who is Jill Scott? It said 2.5 million people already know. Okay, so what I say to you is do what you love, and the money will follow. I know that's not a great statement to do, but it's one of those that your belief controls your behavior and the passion that you have in doing it. and knowing that even in the most depressing moment, your why should not change. Why did we do these songs? Because that's what we felt. Because if you was just doing it to get paid, then you got to follow the rules of just getting paid. But if you did it because that's what you love, there's consequences to what you do. And consequences is not a bad word, but the consequence of doing what you feel best from your heart actually will get you paid. All right. So that's a hard statement to really throw out there, but I promise you, that's a dope picture. I'm actually, you know what? I want to screenshot and send it to her. That is so dope, Doc. I love it, man. Hold on. Leave it up there. I want to screenshot it. I'm going to take a picture of it and boom. Thank you, sir.
I just did one of you because, like, you guys know Keith will make some graphics in the middle of his show. Why in the middle of his show he will make a new
I was about to become Diana Gladney real quick. You know I know how to do that. I can be Diana real quick, yo. I'm about to do Diana. You know what I'm saying?
This love.
Oh my gosh.
This love.
Yo, I freaking love it, man.
Yo, that's my track right there, yo. That's my track to get hyped when I got to do something. Like when somebody say, "Hey, you need to clean this." All right, got it. Let me throw this on real quick.
You have the house version, right? Or you just got the go-go version?
I got the go-go version and the house version.
Oh yeah, the house version, man. That's my joint right there, man.
I'm telling you, dude, you should just go ahead and clear yourself to use that as your theme music for everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually do it. You know,
do you know about Licked, Lickd?
No.
We met the CEO Paul in a TubeBuddy stream, but they actually take like people's old catalog and then they put it so that you can use it in streams, and they charge people for it, and then the person who got the license or whatever can actually get paid for it. But it's a good way to put old catalog back into action so it's not sitting there, because nowadays you're not waiting for Buick to come and rent it from you, because they ain't really making commercials like that. Buick got creators, right? So for instance, the new Ford that's coming out, Marquez just did a dope video on a new Ford. So instead of playing an Epidemic track, Marquez could have came over here and got a track from Licked, and if it's just a YouTube video, it's like $8. But if you're going to use it for something more, it could be like $300-400, whatever. But there's billions of creators on YouTube. So even if the $8 Paul them is giving you for and they're keeping for, the volume is crazy. So there's tracks that are coming back to life because you can pop them off of this Lick service. Let me show you this real quick. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, dude, needs that.
Lickd. So
and
that's what I'm saying.
Look at the picture there. Look at that.
Yeah. Also, here's a funny one. The family from that young kid who was doing really good that got accidentally killed in a drive-by, Extension. Like, this is disclosure. You can use his tracks on here. You know, like, with my favorite girl. You can use that track. So it's called Sad, strangely enough. There he goes. The family can, like, you know, at least still get something out of him starting his career. You know what I mean? Dude, they got Spandau Ballet. Yo. No, that's true. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, I'm sorry. So anyway, these people are bringing up their old catalogs, and it's a good way. Some guys even got the new. John Baptiste is a goofy motherfucker, but he is so talented.
My man, Camera Junkie, I love him. He's like, yo, he was telling me how to do the screenshot. I remembered it. Look, he was hooking me up.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna buy this one for my next thing because I love Sean Paul. You can.
Oh yeah, Sean Paul.
You can just license
I can
it.
totally understand that. I can totally understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So you can do standard, or if you do brand sponsorship, if it's a bigger one, they even got numbers for brand sponsorship. So again, like now, without all of the headache of dealing with the licensing people, brands can come in and just go get a track for like an Instagram joint, and then it's for them it's worth $1,000 or $1,200, whatever your thing is. You just get paid for doing something you wasn't doing. Getting paid while you're sleeping, people, man. That's where life be at.
Hey, this girl called that lazy money. Listen, real quick. So Kevin Cox was saying, and this is for everybody that's in a position like him, says, my sister-in-law is a songwriter too. Want to pass on the information. And I'm gonna say this, man. So here's what I'm struggling with, Doc. All right, let's go with something that Diana says, learn and do, right? I'm kind of in the space. Yeah, I'm in the space where what I'm jacking up on is I haven't even really begun yet. And this pandemic, I'm grateful that I am who I am and discovered me, in this. And so thank all of y'all that I met, everybody in the column that I've just met you in the past year. And it's through these chains of people meeting people. It's because I saw it within myself to better myself. And so big shout outs to Ecamm, Ken and Glenn, Katie, Caleb, the whole family, everybody over there. We jumped into this, and then you start meeting people and surrounding yourself with people who are trying to go somewhere. And the thing is, everybody's got something in them from way back. Like people, if you don't know, look at Doc Rock's old videos. And then you'll understand why he is the brain that he is now.
Bus?
He didn't just start out, because I thought Doc was just this new genius, and then I looked in the crates of YouTube and stuff, and I was like, dang, this is who Doc Rock is. It's like when people find out what I've done in 1998 with Big Willie Styles and stuff, they're like, dang, I didn't know that you was that dude. But the crazy thing with the songwriting, to say this, Kevin, today is totally different. And I saw somebody I think Rob put in the column about pagers and stuff. We don't have the two-way pagers like we used to. We don't have the Palm Pilot. Real quick sidebar, Doc, you remember this. I had the Palm Pre, and I was showing everybody how it had like the cards on there for the apps and stuff. And then I was showing everybody Siri, right? And then all of a sudden, it just went off the grid. They took Siri away. Cause your boy Steve Jobs and them, they bought it up and they silenced it. And I'm trying to explain to people Siri, and they like, what are you talking about? Dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like,
Siri
no, it really was. That was Santa Claus. Nobody knew. And it went off the grid until the iPhone came out. And then when Siri came in, everybody was like, it's brand new. I said, no, that's old. I was like, I had Siri on the Palm Pilot joint.
Yep.
So nonetheless, the day has changed, and what I did to make records, it's not the same exact way now, but the fundamentals are the same. And here's what I want to say to young people or people that's trying to start. Young don't mean age, but whatever you're trying to do, it's like y'all tell us in this environment. Whatever you're trying to do, there's nothing blocking you at this point. It's really not. The YouTube is your record company now. YouTube is people who are stars now because they're like, okay, I don't need the record company to like me. I'm going to show you that the fans like me. So you don't have to jump up and kiss nobody behind in the office to get known. You make them come to you. And so the idea now is, I think people don't want to just make songs. They don't want to just make records, or they write and they expect to have residuals the next day. It doesn't work like that. They produce today and they expect to have money tomorrow. It doesn't actually work that way. And so if we learn to take this environment that we have, you can capture the song now as you're making it. You can like save it without having to put a reel-to-reel tape on and ADATs and stuff. So what's the problem now? Make the record. The pandemic should give everybody something to talk about. So I really just think that the creation now is a lot easier than it was before. And capturing it, you got so many angles to capture it from. It's a win-win situation. That's just my thought on it.
Dude, okay, Carlos, I'm going to reset your comment real quick. Carlos is the man, right? I really love this dude. He said,
Carlos, what's going on?
I had a client who was an in-demand Grammy-winning artist but procrastinated his songwriting. 20 years later, no more opportunities. His issue was in his head. It was driven by fear-based mindset. Now, here's the funny thing about it. Here's the funny thing about it, Carlos. The problem that I see coming from a lot of cats like that, because I have a friend who's in a similar position, was top of the food chain at one time, still has all of the talents, but because is afraid to, talk about a person who could put a beat together in the time it takes me to finish this sentence. Like, he could throw a beat together. The dude is mad quick, and they all different. And I'm like, hey, why don't you just put a bunch of your stuff on Epidemic or Audio Jungle or somewhere. The stuff that you have sitting in your hard drive, 20 terabytes of hard drives, because prolific beat maker, I mean like 5-6 a week still. And like, nah, man, like, no, because you're sitting around here waiting for your track to be bought by Lil Wayne again.
Right.
Lil Wayne ain't even Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is old Wayne. He
Yeah.
messed up somewhere in the forest, like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to refine. He in rehab probably, but like that might not come back. But you're trying to hit over the green wall at Fenway. Fam, you have got to bunt sometimes. Sometimes you got to hit singles, right?
Yes.
4 singles is still a point, right? It's the same. You can hit a home run. You get all the accolades and the cheers. People splash they popcorn, beer everywhere. You go galloping your ass around. You come home. You take off your hat. You wave to everybody, whatever. You hit a single. Your man's hit a single. Your man's hit a single. And then the next dude come up and get walked by the pitcher, and you walk past the. You know what you do? Same thing. When you look all the way in the back corner out in right field, the shit say 1 on the board.
Yep.
Right? One of them, though, got to bring in. I'm a sneaker priest. Holy crap, let me catch myself. One of them got to bring
in. On sneaker priest, Doc. Come on,
got
Doc.
to bring in the success of 3 more folks. Right?
Y'all hashtag SAP, Doc is sneaking to preach. Hashtag SAP. Let's put it in the column again. Go for it.
Look, one of them brought in the success of 3 more folks. But the delight to the same 40,000 people was the same. Right? No matter which is which, the delight is the same. Y'all got 1 on the board. The other team got donut. You could win the game like that. Many games happen that way. Right? But your greed, your pride, your wanting to be the man, you wanted to over the board, out, you know, on the Lowndes End Avenue and whatnot, and then you just walk by yourself. You contain all the said glory and those 40,000 people. But next week, Thursday, when you be like, hey, who hit that home run in the game? I don't even remember. We just won. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's something about being willing to take your stuff that maybe you not even fresh on, but you could put it out there in a manner that can help somebody else's come up, right? So when you sitting on those older tracks, but because of his pride, he refuses to do so. And I said, okay, I feel you. I was going to give him a pass. I was like, put it under a pseudonym. Nobody would know. Got offended at me. Like, oh, you don't think my name's that good anymore? I was like, that's not what I said. You were trying to hear ways not to do it. You're trying to hear ways not to do it. You're trying to hear ways to make your comfort stay comfort. No one would ever figure out as you if you do it correctly. I mean, dude, Roger Nelson created like 1,600 songs. Most people only know the ones with the purple cover, and then y'all want some pancakes. But there's probably tracks right now you don't even know that dude wrote. He like 1,600 songs deep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the top tracks back in the day you would hear were written by black songwriters from the South. But because we wasn't able to be out there, the white artists would put it out. And they got Grammys for them joints. They think that dude wrote the song. It was from some lady in the kitchen singing the Negro spiritual.
So look, here's it. So another little quick story. Serban If anybody listen, y'all need to look that name up.
Extraordinaire.
Listen, Serban was a Canadian skateboard Vans wearing sneakers dude with an old pickup truck that came to our studio, and he was on Pro Tools before anybody knew what the heck that was. We were still mixing off of reel-to-reels or at most DA88s, ADAT tapes. And this dude comes in and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna mix same girl that we won the Grammy with. I'm gonna mix Jill Scott's record on this digital no tape thing called Pro Tools. And everybody's like, what is that? Dude had a pickup truck and he used to bring this stuff off his truck. Today, this dude has a freaking yacht, a mansion, and his studio that he mixes in is a crib bigger than most people's crib. And he's worked with everybody. I met the Neptunes and a lot of people through him. He's mixed stuff from Katy Perry, Timberlake, you name it. Everybody's record. Anything that's out now that's hot, look up Serban Genya. That is my homie, and he's the bomb. I'm telling y'all. And I said all that to say this. He didn't make the songs. He didn't record the vocals and stuff. He mixed everybody's record. And he's got more money than artists because he found his lane. I said all that to say this. In this area, this state of content creation and editing and stuff, everybody's not going to be a YouTube host, but somebody needs their videos done. Everybody's not going to be the main person, but there are people that master in certain things. And if you learn to master in what you master in, you will make it to where you always wanted to get to. Okay. And so know what you want to do. People want to be in this platform, but they're like, oh, I'm scared of the camera. Okay. Wait a minute. Because a lot of times what we do, Doc, we make people know how to sit in front of the camera. And at the end of the day, that's not their nature to sit in front of the camera, but they like this. So where's their lane? Their creation is in other things that matter for the platform that most people are in. And if you master that, you can be more important than the people whose shows dropped off. If 100%. You understand your why. Yeah.
Man, I'm going to show these guys something real quick. This is going to blow your mind.
Sir.
And like, I know Serban Genya because when I was a kid, even to this day, but like kind of MP3s made part of that go away. But when I was growing up, I was a dude that would read the J cards because I wanted to know all of the technical stuff. So the J cards is the paper that would come in your cassettes or the book that would come in your CDs and see all the people. I grew up, I was in love with like Shep Pettibones of the world or the Timberlands of the world, you know, whatever like that. So like I was always into who was the engineering masters. But I just pressed the wrong. Man, come on now. Hey, Heather, how you doing?
Yes, Heather.
We'll come back to Heather real quick. All right, dude, these are tracks even to 2021
yeah,
of
man.
Serban Genya. Hold on. This is 1 through 2,895 Bombaclat songs.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's just say, okay, let me go back to Keith's point real quick. I'm going to give you guys a link so you can scroll through and be like, yo, my favorite jam is on there. For instance, he has one of my songs on here, which I didn't realize was him, but Jamie Foxx's Unpredictable. Dude, one of my favoriteest tracks ever because I didn't know that Jamie could sing. Unpredictable.
Yeah, to hear him sing, you're like, wait a minute, this dude can sing?
I was like, yo. Anyway, you guys check this link and go see them close to 3,000 songs that Keith's man Serban done worked on. Now, here's the funny thing about this. I'm going to just throw out a random ass number because, hey, math. Let's say he got paid 30 grand for each of them 3,000 songs. Okay, it's not quite that cheap. I'm just saying. But let's just say he did. Bruh, if he got paid 30 grand for each of them 3,000 songs, do you know what the hell that equals?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he gets points as a mixer. So
you.
without being the songwriter or the producer, he gets points because his value in mixing is so big that if you want him to mix your song, and he played it like that, it's like if you want him to mix your record, you're going to give up a point. And people will give up that point because it's like he's going to turn it out the way it needs to come out.
So you get, okay, just so you guys can understand, because Miss D would get mad at us, right? Miss D was like, hey, you got to explain it in caveman. Okay, look. If I made a song, let's say I did a song, right? And I was giving 2 points to Keith, and then I sold, 5 million copies, right? And then say that point was worth, I don't know, $2 a copy, then he just got 10 million bones off of them points. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's not that he got paid $30,000 to mix a track. I'm just saying I was just using the number because that dumb number is still ignorant. But if you actually do it in real numbers, it's extra ignorant.
Yep.
You know, y'all worried about Bill Gates microchip you. Serbian out here microchipping you.
Listen.
He's not that
Big
rich, but
time,
I'm
man.
saying
Big
it's big.
time.
It's big. So it pays. Even if you say, hey, I can't be the camera cat, but I know how to write. Let me teach folks how to write scripts, right?
Yes.
Or I can't be the video guy with that personality, whatever. Let me show you how to do the website, or let me show you how to do the SEO or some of the other stuff that people are going to need to do, because it still needs to be done, right? Some of the smartest cats in the world aren't the footballers, it's the agents.
Right. Yes.
Footballers got 5 years.
Yep.
Sometimes 10, but on average, 3 years is the average career for an NFL player. We only know the stars, so they're good for like
NFL,
5.
not for long.
Not for long. Holler back. So the agent who has 20 footballers, 20 basketballers, 3 golfs, couple of tennis, like the agents is sitting at home counting paper. They joints don't hurt.
Right.
The only joints they worried about is pre-roll they pick up from the dispensary. So I'm saying sometimes you just gotta get in where you fit in. Like if you can't do, not everybody can be the home run hitter. Again, sometimes the dude with the single be winning games, fam. You don't always got to hit the fence. I don't know how I got stuck on baseball today.
Hey, Doc, thank you, man. I appreciate.
Oh
it.
man, I downloaded. I'm gonna play Tina's video because you embarrassed her. She gonna kill
Hold
me.
up. Diana, pay attention. Elaine, pay attention. Kills, pay attention. This is what I'm married to. Everybody pay attention.
Okay, look.
Let's look. Hold up. Look. Everybody hashtag Tina is hood. Hashtag Tina is hood for me. Just hashtag Tina is hood. I want her to see this, Doc. I want her to see this. Just hashtag Tina is hood. And then I'm going to blame it on you, Doc.
Hold on, let me run through this comments real quick. I got the video. I'm going to play this video, and Tina going to be mad. Carlos said, false beliefs are powerful, sabotage your best efforts. We need to change the false narrative and transform those beliefs into thoughts. Beliefs. Hey, holler back, man. Carlos, that is the truth. JD, always loving it. Yo, it's so crazy, man. Tell him, David, it's the magic sauce, man. Bald, bearded, and bespectacled. I'm going to have to make that into a shirt. Miss D over here got jokes. She's sending people clips to my old videos where I'm out here just looking wild. Yes, okay, Rob, let me do this promo real quick before I forgot. So, yes, I have Heather coming on to the stream, and there it is. That's going to be coming up this Saturday.
I'm going to watch Heather instead of Tom Buck.
Yo, Heather is the bomb, dude. She's super funny. Like, she's really, really just awesome person. So, Rob put that link in just as a quick reminder to you guys.
She said we're going to get shot.
Who said that, Miss D?
Yo. She said we're going to get shot. Playing around, messing around with Tina.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, now see, now you done woke up Brian, Kevin. Now you're talking about country music. And I'm telling you, man, my favorite country music statement is, I say this every day. Hey, that joint was just like country music. It is Brooks and Dunn. I say that. I pretty much say that every day when somebody asks me if I did what I was supposed to do. Okay, look, gang. I'm going to show you. Let me just drop this blank screen real quick. And then here we go.
What are you doing?
Doc got you something.
I was hoping, wait a minute. So I was downstairs. I saw these downstairs and I was like, I hope one of these are for me because I've been wanting one of these. This is where I can write and it goes right on my computer. And it doesn't matter if it's scrabble because my hand gives out. Doc, you would know. Those of us who've had issues, writing is not our friend much anymore. But thank you! Oh, this, I can't, wait, I need to open it.
So they're 2 different colors.
Oh, it's 2 different, oh!
No, one's for me and one's for you.
Oh, I thought I was going to have 2.
That drop, yo.
I figured I did hope one of them was for me. I can't, oh, there we go. I want, let's see, I'm hoping there's maybe a green, okay, blue might be for you. It's got a little wet. I wanted one of these, I'm telling you. He is reading my mind because me and Booski.
For you, he just added you in.
It doesn't matter. It's for me. Once I'm added in, it's for me.
Doc just added you in.
It's for me once I'm added in. Let's see what color you're going to get because I'm going to choose whatever. This other
if
color.
you read it, see how it says
I don't
tear
want
here?
to see. I don't want to.
Wait, hold up. Look at the sign. See, it says tear.
I tore right there.
No, right
Where?
there on here it says.
You got
tear.
school, Keith.
Oh,
You got
well,
school.
why did they have the perforation thing up there for me to tear it
wasn't
too?
perforation, that's just
It
a
was.
design.
It was a little slit right there. This is mine.
Wait,
Wow.
that
Just
one
took it.
matches the color I got.
No,
on my
see,
shirt, though.
you're wrong. It's 2 tear here's. This is for the pen. Let's
Oh,
be clear,
okay.
okay?
All right.
The
This guy's
pen.
schooled.
All right. So you can go ahead on and have your blue one. There you go. Here's your pen. Let me put it back in your bag. Ooh! And I've got burgundy. Do you know how amazing these things are? I've been wanting one. Me and
Well,
Boosty
look
were
right here
talking
and tell
about.
Doc thank you.
Thank you.
And tell
You know how you know she hood, Keith?
My
She has a
whole
friend named
cell-
Booski.
I'm on live. You are
No, this
foolish.
is not live now. It's
Oh,
gonna be
I
live.
thought it was on live. You're so horrible.
DC is so hood.
Oh,
That's why y'all from DC.
whatever. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate my brother. We from another mother, but from the same land, bruh.
Hold up. Tell all his live listeners something about y'all hood life.
Don't be talking about our hood life. Put it like this. If you ain't from Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, or Southwest, you ain't really from DC. You can't be from PG County and from all those other Montgomery County.
So let all Doc's listeners know he hood.
I mean, straight
Why you
from
trying to throw me
uptown.
under the bus,
Doc, he went. No, he went DC on somebody the other day.
Oh,
They was
shut
being
it.
disrespectful.
Shut it.
He said I
Did
will
he go
F you up,
young?
or
Did he go young on them?
whatever that
Young.
is. He went there. He scared me.
Young. You about to go.
All right, we
young.
gonna cut now. We gonna
Nah,
cut.
young.
You gotta call him up. Find
Nah,
out what that was.
Listen, go get the DC New Balance. That's a whole new thing because we put New Balance on the map. But Doc, how you had to go DC on it? Was it
No,
was
it
it
was
uptown
serious.
or was it southeast? Cause
It was southeast.
It was
Southeast.
everything
It was
mixed in. He
southeast.
scared
Definitely
everybody
southeast,
that loved him.
Diana. It was
Ooh,
southeast.
I know everything
Yeah.
changed.
We were scared for
like,
the dude that disrespected him. All right, we're going to cut.
love you.
Dude, yo, Miss T, yo. I love Miss T. I love
Why
Miss
she
T.
spit all that language that y'all know though?
Because that's
She
how.
said,
that's
was it
like-
uptown or down? Like, what? She
Hey.
was trying to get the area, and she knew exactly what that was. Boy, I was
Dude.
feeling for you. I was feeling for the dude. You
Sam,
said,
I
"Excuse
agree,
me."
Ray. I agree. Sis is beautiful, and she does have good energy. I don't know why she picked this clown, my friend, though. Yo,
But how she gonna steal the burgundy one? She just straight jacked it like
hey,
no options.
but then it's funny because
This is the
it's
one.
like, you only getting this because of me. It wasn't for you. That was just evil. Thank you, Miss D. That was just evil. And Rich and Sam both said, "Hey, look, we gotta definitely have to hashtag the Let's Be Clear, yo."
Let's be no. That's someone pressing so. Let's be clear. I'm going cash app y'all. I need that shirt. Let's be clear and just put Bertina Pelzer on there. Let's be clear. I need
Oh
that.
man,
one.
he went full
Oh, my
government.
gosh.
And then Rich said, Rich's favorite part was "you foolish," because that was true. It was absolutely true, bruh. That
I
was
did get
just
played. I was
awesome.
like, I thought she read it wrong.
dude, that was
Look. Camera
got
Joy said
clout.
Tina is hood.
dude. There you go. Here's for your screen. Here's for your screenshot right there. Go ahead. Let me get you.
Look, Tina is hood. Wait, hold up. Yeah, hold up, Junkie. He said screenshot got it. He said Tina is hood. That's it. She is,
Oh.
man. Oh, my
that's
goodness.
super funny. See, Camera Junkie taught you the wrong thing. Let me show you something real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. So hold on. Let me,
All right,
let me press that.
teach
Let
me, man. I'm
Command
a
Shift
learn
D.
and do.
So we're in this, right? So you hit Command Shift
Yeah.
3, it does take a screenshot. However, if you do Command Shift 4, you can hit the space bar and you can screenshot just one window. Are they turning gray when I roll over them joints?
Doc is hitting gray. You said
Okay, so if you go like
Shift
that,
4.
Command Shift
Dude.
4, and then you hit the space, because the first one is a little cross mark that you can draw something. If you hold the
bro.
space bar, you can move the draw box around. Like, because I just need to get this one little section over here, and maybe I just want to get the past the Keith move right here, right? I could just do that, right?
That's,
Or
hold up. So you got to put the junkie back up, man.
okay, so then if you hit Command Shift 4 and you hit space bar, then you can pick whichever window. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
So
up.
like
You
I
gotta
can
hit
pick
junkie
this
again, man.
window
Put it on the
because this
screen.
window is the preview. It's pure. It don't have any like overlay joints on it. So then you just go smart.
Oh, yeah, hold up. Yeah, let Junkie know he made it to. Hold up. I'm going to send Tina the link. So hey, Junkie, so you understand this. You have a new sister, but you on the fire list, okay? So it's true love. As Jill Scott would say, ooh, it's love. And it's hard hood love, though. That means she got your back, but she going to cuss you out. Every time she see you, she be like, that damn junkie on there, camera junkie. She going to fuss at you. She going to cuss at you, but she got your back. So you won. You got it.
So yeah, that and another thing actually while we're in there, because now you just made me think about it since we teach a moment. If you do Command Shift 5, it pulls up this thing down the bottom, which you may or may not see. There's these recording options, right? So I can say
that's okay. I got that.
Capture the whole screen, capture just a window that, or you can start a recording. So you can like recording. So a lot of times when I'm showing somebody something, I'll just record a GIF because it's just easier. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? So I used to get stuck on, like, I'll hit the screen record and didn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, just hit escape. Hey, Caleb.
I was like, how do you stop it?
Caleb is here.
Caleb.
No, I just know it's Caleb because
hold up.
Well, Katie is speaking. I know, right? Katie is speaking at a thing today, so I don't think she's at the office. I'm pretty sure it's Caleb. Plus, Caleb just hit me with what you doing.
Hey, you know what you didn't cover? You didn't cover. Okay, we probably got to do another time. But how I had to repent, since I'm spiritual, right? You got pastor sitting over my name. Make everybody not even look at the live like, we don't want to hear no preacher on there. Listen,
man, they be messing up if they miss that.
I had to repent from just saying to get the cheaper option of everything because it matters on getting it right the first time. That was it. Yeah.
No, I think that's a tough one. I think that's a tough one because I always go in like, it's not even worth it. I personally have so many times made that dumb mistake of I'm just going to get this because I need it now. And it's just raw. Let me channel Miss D right here. Just raw, hot trash. Like it doesn't work or whatever. But there's also there's a scientific thing about anchoring bias that because you bought it, you will sit there and defend it even if it's wrong for you.
Yes.
Right? People do that in their relationships on a regular. You got friends right now with a hot mess partner that they should just walk away from this partner right now, but out of it's called a sunk cost paradigm. I think that's the right word. You worried about the sunk costs, right? So companies will go in. This happens with relationship, happens with business all the time. Companies will go in and they start doing some stuff, and then they're $1 million deep into this thing, and they're like, "Yo, this is whack. We should just can this," but they don't because they done already spent the money. So rather than stopping and resetting, maybe add 20% more juice to it, get it fixed, and go. They will put out the product under budget, if you will. And then get a reputation hit because they done put out something that was just dookie.
Yes, sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
Every famous musician has an album that is like, fam, what were you thinking? Like, that album should have stayed in your head. It never should have came out because sometimes they don't recover from that. I want to do my album my way. I want to be creative. Like the smart artists, they let the label tell them what to do. They get like 3 albums out because at least if you get 3 albums out, you paid for a minute.
Right.
Then you say, okay,
Absolutely.
listen, you guys, okay, in my contract, write it up. I'm going to get my 3 and then I'm going to do my goofy, I'm sitting in the forest just reading poems and then I'll come back to dropping gangster rap again. Okay, knock yourself out, right? That they normally will let that slide. Right? They'll let you produce something under a different name so you don't wreck the brand. They'll let that slide. But no, Eric, they get cocky. No, I'm going to do my quintessential piece.
Right.
It sells 3 copies, brand name ruined. You can't come back from it, and you gone. You out here, I'm a Barbie girl. Remix.
Hey, look, it happened. It happened to one of the artists on my wall.
I am a guess.
Hold on, wait. It happened to one of the artists on the wall. Wait,
let me take Jill off so I don't think it was her.
Oh yeah, it wasn't her. It wasn't her. But
Jill,
I ain't got that many.
I can't
I
get
don't have that many on the wall, but it happened to one. I'm gonna just linger it around and let you see. It happened to one of these artists.
Exactly who
you know exactly who it is, right? And I'm gonna tell you, you know what happened? It was one of those things. But look, this is what's crazy that you said that.
Letting them know it's over.
We put the album together from rawness, right? Found a lane, and the company liked it from what we did. And then it's this thing where some artists, once they get that first taste of success, it's like, okay, it's all about me. That's a hard decision to make at a certain point, because there was a portion where it was all about you, and for some reason you realize that popular people don't like it. I got it. I text him back. And it's like there's a point where you realize and you say, you know what? This came together. Here it is, people. I'm going to tie in what I said earlier. Creativity and the creation and the giving and receiving worked, and we got an album together. The album was successful. So now when it comes for the next one, don't branch out unless it's something that was broke or unless you're upgrading to the next level. When you shift the whole thing and you come off of what got you where you were, if what got you where you were is not outdated, do it again. Stay on it. The first album we did with certain artists, I'm not going to say their name, we did it on ADATs, and then we did it in the Roland 1680, which is a digital format. The other one was a tape. So now everything is Pro Tools now. That's different, but the whole source of how you got it together, stay there. You don't have to change it. Because at that point, when you chase what everybody else is doing, don't go to a trap beat just because everybody else is doing it. Because at that point, that's when you failed. And this is the thing, even in this content creation area. Some people, I call them like, they're like, what does Lim say, moochers or something? They come into communities and they look for what's the newest product before they understand. And I think Camera Junkie said it. He said, I say upgrade your skills before your gear. Like, find out what your skill is, and then there's a plethora of things to get. But sometimes people just grab gear, or they want to do something that they don't know what they're doing so quick that they get anything. Or they'll say, what's the hottest mic? And then they'll go, okay, what's the cheaper version of that? What's the dopest camera? What's the cheap version of that? I'm like, why are we doing that? Ooh. That's like, what is your show? Oh, my show is about so-and-so. What's the cheap version of your show? You know, oh, I'm Diana Gladney and I do this. What's the cheap version of Diana Gladney? You know, oh, here's Ecamm. Are you looking for the cheap version of Ecamm? No, because you know it's going to suck. You know what the cheap version of Ecamm is? It's Yardbird, it's you know, and a few other things. That's what it is. That's why you didn't get it.
Hey, OBS stands for some old bullshit.
I'm sorry, I just went on a preaching tangent, but that's my third sneaker preach right there. The whole thing is, why do you keep looking for it's like people look for whatever the dopest thing is. People ask me, they was like, yo, that slider you're using is dope. And then they go, what is it? And I'm like, you don't want to know. No, for real, what is it? I was like, nah, you ain't gonna buy Edelchrome. Oh, damn, that thing costs $500. Yeah, what's the cheap version of that? And then they literally try to sell you on the cheaper version of it.
No, but that $500 is the cheap version. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Steady cam slider from my day, yo, that's 75 grand, you monkey. 75.
Right.
Man, shut the. Yo, we used to have a crane sitting in the floor of our store, and people used to come in and just look at it. And what I mean by a crane, you know, you got the camera. My dad would pop the camera on the end, and then June put all the little weights and stuff, so it's perfectly balanced, so that you can just go like this, and the camera will move nice and slow. So people used to love to play with it, and they'd be like, "Damn, I seen one of those. It's called the Glide Gear." I'm like, "Nah, fam, a Glide Gear is like $2,000. This joint fully set up, yo, this is like 35 grand worth of joint right here, you know."
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
come on, son. Like the Edachrome at 500, that's expensive. That's cheap, son.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
dude, and the thing is, hold up, you got to find what June says.
I'm looking for a June's comment because you know June's about to come through. But I'm laughing at Carrie with Minnie the Moocher over here. She killing me. Here we go. There he is, June. Yes, dude. Thank you, June. Every day. You know what people used to love to do? We had in our studio. I mean, in the store, in the back of the store, we had the B&W's Bowers and Wilkins, not to be confused with Bavarian Motorworks. We had the Bowers and Wilkins 801 speakers, right? Them are the joints you seen in the Maxell commercial with dudes playing Flight of the Valkyrie and the two big speakers go rolling past him because of the tape was so good. Yeah, guys, tape. June 1. He's stupid. Like, people would listen to that joint and be like, oh, these are so good. And I'm like, yeah, they're like 13 grand a piece though. You know, and they'd be like, wait, not the set? And I was like, no, it's 13 grand each. And they'd be like, and it's like, you wanted to hear it now, but see, now what's jacked is once you hear that and then you go look at some, you know, basic like Sony speakers or JVC speakers, then you're like, ugh, that's not like how I thought it was. So sometimes, hey, ignorance is bliss. I used to love New York steak until I learned about ribeye. Now I refuse to eat New York steak. Like, it's just not good.
Oh my goodness, man.
Ribeye is delicious. Then once you learn A5 Wagyu, I'm like, ribeye is like Spam. It just, you know, it's what it is. It's just that's crazy. June over here making trouble.
Yeah, look, I had to do that. June 1. Is that kombucha?
Yeah, she out here looking.
Didn't she just celebrate her birthday?
Yeah, she did.
She's like 24 now. Shout out to Kim.
I was like 13. O Tanjobi Omedeto. There you go. Even
you know what's crazy? I'm about to. Who's that? Cosmic. So Cosmic, I'm literally about to get rid of my my wireless Go.
Oh, you didn't get the 2?
No, I didn't get the 2 yet. I just don't like it.
Nice. The 2 is nice.
I don't like the wireless Go. For some reason, it just don't do anything for me.
Yeah, and
again, I just never have a reason.
It has to do with, okay, so one thing, we come from a different, you know, like fidelity wanting principles, right? But I understand when I'm in the field, when I'm on the go, that fidelity is going to take a knock. So I'm okay with it. But once you know your ear profile and you know what you want, it's fine. It's like, you know, yesterday in Tom's member stream, he did a long conversation, and one of the things that came up was he got that Bumblebee. Remember that Bumblebee joint that I had in the beginning? He got the baby brother of it, the one that's sitting right back there behind the light.
Yes.
He got the baby brother of it, and he was talking about like how good it was ever. And then, you know, through Tom's a researcher, right? So he found the research that stated, yes, it is the guys who invented the original Yeti back in the day. And then through his research, he found out that yes, Logitech did buy Yeti in 2018, which is like I told you guys, if you got a Yeti prior to say like 2018, you got a decent, it sounds like $120 mic, fine, right? But if you got a Yeti after 2018, when Logitech got a hold of it and go, can we make this for $8 and still sell it for $120? You got a booty one. And it's different. Like the build quality is different. The knobs is all squishy, sound, everything. And so I think what it is like he was trying to, you know, like basically justify like why do some people, because he wanted to know, why do some people sound okay on the Yeti and some people don't? Some people have the voice of angels, bruh. And you hear the voice of angels. I need some puppies on the screen. They can sound good on anything, right?
Right,
but then, if you have a harsh, yelly, like Southeast DC voice, you used to screaming at folks, you need something that can handle that drive, that push, that whatever, right? Miss D, she speaks calm and like
I don't know how she is the master at it. Golly.
Yeah, I think her voice will sound good.
It is
lovingly
anything. Irritating to hear Diana. Like it's the best thing. Cause like if you didn't know her or if you didn't really know her, you'd be like, man, she is plain, right?
There's two types of mamas.
Her plain is so like
Yes.
It's scrumptious. I love it. Like
there's two types of mamas. There's the mama that yell at them kids, and there's the mama that get the look, and then she just be like, Keith, and the fear of God has shook your soul when she. Just
I would just drop my kids off at Diana's crib and be like, y'all gonna be better kids when I pick y'all up after this dinner. Y'all just gonna be better.
That's why.
I don't want to know what she does or how she does it, but I know whether she got a can of ass whoop in the form or whatever. Diana's got that good stuff that's gonna make them kids
come
right.
Here, boy. Just go like this real quick. Do not make me unleash this can of whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? So
no, you know what? No, real quick. Listen, Doc. Diana, if Diana's babysitting kids, listen, y'all. This is sidebar prompt to watch this here. Diana will take the kids, right? I can see Diana saying, "So, sis, because I'm gonna have to tell you one more time not to do that. I want you to sit down, go to YouTube, go to my page, and watch the video. Scroll down, watch that video." I promise you, Diana got instructional videos on how to set your ass down.
First, place ass in chair. Second, pick up a novel. Third,
when you see me on the live, do not talk to me.
Read this book. There will be a book report.
Read a book. Read a book.
Hey, yo, thank you. She was like, hey. See, that's what I'm saying.
Read a book.
I tell my kids, listen, if you don't behave, I'm gonna send you with Aunt Diana to go to the book fair, and they be like, yes,
exactly. Yes, I'm gonna put you in a Diana Gladney course. All the bad kids, we're gonna put you in a Diana Gladney course.
Either that, or we're gonna make you look at 3 hours of India selfies. That's gonna be your punishment.
Shout out to India wait till me and India do our bike ride together. That's gonna be it, man.
Oh, you don't even know.
I may need my son to live stream it for us and ride on the scooter in front of us while we ride the bikes.
Oh, I see. Y'all gonna be like Tour de France, Tour de Philly.
Listen. We gonna be the no. You know what we should do? Me and India need to do it live and have Fulgens and Anna host this.
Oh, the ENN joint. Yo.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, 4 years, look at India 4. She is going at full speed. I noticed she's in a slight talk for the aerodynamic. And Fool just be like, yeah, man, I see Keith.
I would just keep the camera rolling when she clip out, though.
Look, Keith just hit a pop hole. I hope he's all right there. It looks like he might have blown the tire. No, 4 years. He got the good kind of tire. It don't need any. He got the Gator liner. Gator liner, make sure you don't get a flat tire.
Wait a minute. He said matching gear. Matching gear though. Look, that's the amateur. India, I didn't tell India yet, like, yo, you don't really want to match up all your gear. Like that shows that you knew.
That shows you. Thank you.
That they know.
They know. Yo.
When you match that gear up, they know exactly what's going on. Yes.
Yo, that's super funny, man. Anyway, definitely people, you got to be responsible. Do your own research and be responsible. Okay, me personally, I'm not the type of person to go out and just buy low budget gear. It's just not me. But that doesn't mean that there aren't things that are low budget that are not good. Some things are low budget and they're amazing. Other things are high budget and complete dookie. Right? So you have to do your research, be responsible. Right? You have to go and look, and it's like, well, I don't know what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter. If you look more than 5 minutes, you'll start to grok. You'll start to gain some of the knowledge necessary. Everybody keeps talking about dynamic range. Why is everybody talking about dynamic range? Every camera I look at speaks about dynamic range. Let me go look this up. Dynamic range. Oh, it's how many stops of exposure between complete darkness and complete lightness that this camera can maintain a decent picture. Okay, cool. I know what dynamic range is now. When you started the search half an hour ago, you didn't know what the dynamic range is. But now you do. And then now you won't buy a camera with a crappy dynamic range. So you've eliminated.
I'm giving that up for free. Keep talking. I'm just giving that up for free for everybody.
I know I saw Rob's comment. So you just eliminated a bunch of crap that you read in the Ecan wall. Okay. Now, you're going to come in and you're going to have contrast detect autofocus, phase detect autofocus. I don't know what those means. Get your little rocket book, write it down. Then you go to the internet and you find yourself a video, and then Miss Diana or myself or Gerald Undone, who Diana thinks is the Canadian version of me, or vice versa. Purple background.
I love
and
Gerald.
all.
I love Gerald
Miss D
Undone.
said, "Oh, he too technical."
Yo,
and I'm like, "Girl, please."
Gerald Undone is he got, but you know what's funny? He got me on the other people that I didn't know about when he did that whole series on going into everybody's studios. That's
Yes.
when I started checking other people out, and I'm like, yo, I love
Caleb
this dude,
Pike,
man.
like all of them, right?
Yeah.
So now you're going to go and you're going to do an understanding of contrast detection versus phase detection, and then you're going to know, like, when you go like that, it actually focus. It don't do the limb camera, you know.
Right.
So if I pull up this ancient zoom, and it focuses instantly, and then it goes back like that, and I'm not doing the tree does not know how to
tree.
focus, right? But if I pull up a zoom when Zoom first got into business, like, you be like, dang, I had one of those Zoom tools too. Right now, you know the difference between bad focus and a good focus, right? So now you
Right.
can make an executive decision when you go to buy a ZV-1, or probably today or tomorrow we'll hear about the ZV-E10.
Right.
You'll know what you're doing. And then you can't go, oh, Miss Diana told me to buy an M50.
Right.
Because she didn't tell
Right.
you. She said
Yep.
in 2018,
She
it was the
clearly said
camera
it.
for her.
Yep.
Take
Yep.
this knowledge what you will. If it fits, it fits. If it don't, acquit. OJ 101. Like, stop being like, oh, button, can you stand button? And I don't think it don't match you. Like, I know how to make the adjustments. Or if you're going to buy something cheap and crappy and you know how to make the stop gaps, cool. I know how to make the stop gaps because I have the other education.
Right. Right.
I also know that my money is better spent buying the one that doesn't need stop gaps, because that $200 is one day worth of pissing me off. You say, oh, it's $200 more. I said, that's $200 less stress. At my age, I ain't stressing. You know how much weed I can buy for $200, fam? I would rather spend the $200 and be litty in the corner somewhere.
And be good. Be good.
And be good. You know,
Transcended in my understanding.
That's a couple of shots of my favorite whiskey. So, you know what I'm saying? My favorite whiskey is $2,600 a bottle. So
Right.
your $200 is one shot in the ice cube of my whiskey.
Hey,
so
wait,
I'm not
buy-
going to like save that.
Buy the CTY chocolate twist. And look, Miggs is saying, I will not take this M50 slander. He said, I'm not taking that slander. So I'm not taking this M50 slander. Hey, you know what you can do? This is great, though. Oh, wait. And the $400 to fix the shortcomings. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what's crazy. Somebody just put up about, so I was going to do a video on this. I just don't even feel like it. But you have we both have widescreens, right?
Yes, sir.
And you position your camera because you have great eye contact with the camera as well. And so I got two things popping off. I got two teleprompters here, but somebody had just put in the eCam community about positioning. And so you have your camera in front of you, right? Do you put it in front of the screen as well?
Nope. My camera, my screens do a V around the lens. So my screens are like this.
Okay, got you. So you have two screens.
Yeah, the iMac and then the 34. And then
Okay,
the
got you,
a
got you.
27 right here. I'm about to add another one here.
Okay, got you. So I was so a couple people asked me to do a video. I just got lazy and didn't do it. But I was showing them about how we know about that LG, how you can lift it and shorten it. But the thing is, I use when I was setting up, I was going to go live on eCam and show the setup, you know, because I was actually nervous to jump on here with you, but I was going to show options. And this is what I want. This is what I want to tell everybody that's watching right now. Like, take advantage of perspectives and options rather than with a fixed mindset. Because here's something I saw troubling, and I'm gonna help some people out. There are people that go into columns and stuff, and they go in with their mind made up, and what they don't realize that they're doing is they're trying to affirm what they already want to believe that they don't know for themselves. And so they'll ask a question and say, hey, what's a good mic to get? And I'm with June on this. sometimes that's the biggest epic failure at the beginning. It's better to say, okay, I'm trying to decide between this and that, or I'm about to push the button on this or that, rather than to just throw in the air, what's a good camera? And I see that happen, and then we all have done it. I learned to back out of it, and I watch people do it all the time. And what people do is they drop in their equipment list. The problem is sometimes you got people that never go live. They don't even know how to work their camera. They still putting it on photo and don't know it's supposed to be on movie. And they're saying, oh, you got to get this. Or now we finally got a little bit of cheese, on our belt. I made some money, so I treated myself to an A7C. But I don't just blurt out there, what's a good camera to get for Ecamm? A7C. Jesus Christ, that's $2,000. It's like, wait a minute. Or I had to learn from you. Don't say, hey, get the A5100 because it's a great camera. It's only $300, and then after a while they're like, "Oh, the camera don't look as good as theirs. They got a 64." It's kind of like, one thing I want to tell people is understand your why and do your research. That's the one thing that's the hardest thing. And Mark Cuban puts it like this: to be clear is to be kind, and to be kind is to be clear. And the one thing we never really say is do your research.
Yep.
And here's the other problem.
Get
When you go to the store,
do the math. Sorry.
Dude,
blow the whistle.
when you go to the store, people are not running into a June or you.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? So
You run
there's
into an
very few of
asshat
them.
who gets a spiff if they sell the HP today. Who gets a spiff if they sell the panty tomorrow? Who not that kind of panties, panty as in Panasonic National Matsushita, right?
Yep.
The number one piece of gear that everyone at Ecamm should own right now that probably doesn't own one is one of these.
Listen, my man Miggs, I'm in several photographers groups, and it keeps coming up. And he learned like me. I stopped suggesting and I start asking questions. And sometimes I just stop when people are like, it's like, dude, why are you asking me about cameras and your mind is made up that you got to get this? If you made up your mind on an M7, why are you asking about an SM7B? It's like,
Yep.
that kind of stuff, man. I'm like, I want to help people.
Well, then people also don't understand the lineage, and I bring this up over and over. I probably sound like a broken record, but they're like, "Why is everybody all about the SM7B? Like, it's just expensive." And I go, "No, the SM7B been around since 1966, like some of the greatest things in the world."
Michael freaking Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's been around since 1966.
Good
fam.
Lord.
Do you understand? Yes. So like it has lineage, it has history behind it, it has accolades, and it has won more Grammys than Keith.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Don't.
No, it won more Grammys than Michael Jackson.
Thank you. You know what you never seen in one of those Grammys though? You never seen the Yeti. You never seen the Yeti on TV on Don Imus every single day before he passed away doing his weird ass show, or Howard Stern, or all these other cats like that.
Here we go. Let's get it real quick. So Camera Junkie said something.
Here it go.
Look, Camera Junkie says something that, and I'm gonna tell you. Listen, Camera Junkie, Diana kind of checked me on this a little bit. I think it was Diana or somebody. He said, my first question to anyone is, what is your budget? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I am with you, but I had to repent from that too. Because do you really think that people are going to give you a big budget unless they just got some amazing deal? If they're working off of their hard-earned money, they saved up to get a camera, their budget is always going to be underneath what they need.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just my
their budget's always a lie. Let's just start this real quick. Their budget's always a lie. Not intentionally. They're not out here intentionally trying to lie. They don't understand what they're going for. So they don't understand that this is the cornerstone of your podcast, of your stream, of your YouTube videos, of even your wedding reception. When you go to the wedding reception and the guy, you say, hey, what type of wireless do you use? And they're like, oh, we use Sennheiser. Okay, I'll sign that. What type of wireless do you use? I use a Sony. Okay, I'll sign that. What type of wireless do you use? It's the Get Right 4300. The Get what? Oh, Get Right 4300. They're really good. It's almost like the Sony or the... Get out of Starbucks right now. I'll pay for your coffee. Get to stepping. Let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you out of here. Let me get a professional.
Right. Look, even like for Camera Junkie, I get that if we're talking or if I'm talking to Doc, I can call Doc and say, look, I got a $3,000 check coming in and I need X, Y, and Z. I'll ask Doc that because that's kind of like game recognizing game. But if we not on that same level when you asking because you have no clue about it, when you do that, it's the worst thing that people do. And sometimes we're at fault for asking, what's your budget? And, you know, it was what I learned to do is this. I put together like an Amazon list for a lot of pastors, right? And they were like, oh, man, you know, and here, let me say this again on your show. I said, in this pandemic and even moving forward, people hear by what they see, okay? I'm going to say it again. People hear by what they see. When they show up to YouTube, when they show up to Facebook, when they show up to any social media platform with video, they hear by what they see. If it doesn't look good, they're more likely to pass by and never unmute it to sit there and listen. So they hear about what they see. So here's the thing. When I put together this list and I'm like, okay, I only gave 2 options, SM7B and the M7V, whatever that mic is. I'm bad with numbers. But I gave those 2 as options. And this one pastor was like, oh, yeah, so I'm going to get the cheaper one. So because what I knew was I didn't give him the option to go underneath that. I basically was like, I don't care what your budget is. I'm going to tell you what quality is going to do. My low-end camera was an A61. And then one dude finds out, oh, well, you ain't say nothing about the A51. I heard you on the other broadcast and you said it was $300. This one you got me getting, this cost $700. I said, that's the one you need to get unless you want to look whack. He's like, but you use it. And I said, it's in the air and I know what I'm doing. And I said, you know why you like that camera? Because I got a Sigma lens on it. What kind of lens is that? It's $300. Jesus Christ. And I'm just like, bro, you got to get out of being cheap. So I said all that to say,
don't tell them, don't use B&H's name in vain.
Bro, it's like when you say, what's your budget? 90% of the time they're going to give you, as Doc said, thank you, Doc, a lie.
They don't need to. They just don't even. You know what it is? Because they don't understand the value of what the product is that they're attempting to produce. Now, if you told that same person, like, hey, yo, come and check out this watch, or check out this kicks, or check out this lovely dinner, or here comes a concert. We finna go to this concert, you know, and they be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to that, you know, he's not here, but I'll just use him as an example. Go to Luther Vandross's concert. Oh, yeah, boom, $1,000 a ticket. That ain't nothing. They come with a plate.
Right.
Like, they'll spend $1,000 to go to a single 2-hour concert, which is really only an hour. The rest of it is dude walking around on stage telling you that the artist is late. And then you might get a plate. You know, you might get some backstage pass or something. You'll drop that kind of weight all day. You know, you got cash right now. Kevin and Rob, not making fun of you guys, but would go and spend $300-400 just to get to the front of the line at Disney, but won't buy the gear that they need to produce the show that's for their business.
Right.
You got people right now not to listen to or not to have to be a parent to their kid will spend $300 in video games to keep their kid occupied so that they can be out their face, but won't buy a Sigma.
Hold up. Beat Alicio up. I did not say, I'm going to do a Diana Gladney on you. I didn't say Sigma 16 millimeter for $300 not one time. I said a Sigma lens, and I meant 30 millimeter by that. That's a $299 or $289 on sale. You're not getting a 16 brand new for $300. Not that I saw. And if I see it, Alicio, I will buy you one. I will buy you one.
I got mine
and then
for
you
free.
Can pay me $350.
So I got mine for absolutely free. So, but again, to the point. If you say, and I like what Elaine said, way back up in there. Let me find you, Laney, because I love my Laney. Listen, She said, look, my budget got me my second camera first. Eventually, I'll get my first camera, but it works for me now. But even then, you know what Lainey got as her quote unquote second camera? A ZV mother one. Shut up.
One. There it is.
A ZV
there it
one.
is.
So even what she knew was going to be her starter camera was still a $700 camera, and she came correct because it is fully capable at that price. It is amazing at that price. So she did her research. You know, one thing Lainey will do, she will ask questions. Right. And I love that. I love her inquisitiveness. I love the fact that she's like, hey, I need to do so and so and so. I think I got it, but I just want to double check. And I love that. And so I'm like, by all means, DM me anytime, ask me anything you want. Right. Because she's paying attention. She's not just like, I'm going to just pay attention for a little thing and whatever. And to back all the way back up to Camera Junkie, there's people who will buy the Zoom H2 and they'll take it out the box, not read a single manual, not watch a single YouTube video, put it in, record, play it back, and go, oh, you know what? The sound sounds funny. I'm like, well, where'd you have the mic? Oh, I had it back over here on the shelf. I'm like, it can't hear that far. It needs to only hear this far. That's why it's this big. You know? But they didn't read. They didn't learn the gear first.
So look at this. So Keisha says something, and this is great.
What's
you and
up,
Diana
Keish?
y'all probably can go further on this. This comes up to me a lot of times. This is kind of crazy. Keish says, my 6400 and the Sigma 16 millimeter was an amazing investment, right? Wondering if I should go full frame for live stream.
Nope.
Now, okay, listen, I wanted you to answer that because here's the crazy thing. Right now, full frame camera, right? Right now, A6100 APS-C Sigma 30 millimeter lens.
Flip it back again.
Okay. Boom. You see what I'm saying?
So flip it back real quick.
Okay. Full frame lens, right? Now, I'm sure you probably can tell.
See it.
You can see it. But everybody else, do you really see it? I literally did 40 shows in front of this right here, and everybody was asking me, yo, your picture is so clean and clear. And then when I went here, nobody from that same era actually, other than maybe like a doc or a few other people that knew, they had no idea that it's a full frame camera, and the difference between this camera and that camera is like over a G. Didn't really notice that.
Let me explain it to people. Hey, Miss D, let me get it. Like, look, let me explain something to you. Y'all come in close. An APS-C is emulating a 35 millimeter.
Nice.
Okay. When you buy a full frame camera and you slap on a APS-C lens, many of them, the smart ones, Sony, will go into 35 millimeter mode in order to actuate that lens. Your brain is familiar AF with 35 millimeter film all the way back from dude is running
was
across
AF
the
for
tracks.
autofocus or go ahead.
Oh, he got me. Yes, sir. Okay. You keep
teaching, Doc. Go ahead, Reverend. Reverend.
Your brain is very situated with 35 millimeter videography. Okay? Because of the movie theater, because of all of what we done seen, all the way back from Mrs. Rosenclass when she put on the film, and then your whole ass be asleep in the back, to just like, Blade Runner, Star Wars, all these things you've seen, you guys have used to seeing 35 mode. In a full frame Sony camera, when you put on an APS-C lens, it says, would you like me to go into Super 35 mode? Because it's putting you back in that. That's just the visual acuities are set for that. Our brains is like that. So for video, there's not a lot that you need sitting on a stick in a studio pressing Stream Deck buttons. You're going to gain from a full frame sensor other than higher dynamic range, normally not necessary in the studio because you got light, or better clarity in the depth of field, which again, most of you guys don't need because you're not all trying to go for the super bokeh balls. You're trying to go for enough bokeh to hide your dirty drawers back there but you also want your practicals to pop, right? The reason why Keith can pull off that look where he's looking at the window is because the dynamic range on that full frame can pull that off a lot better. If you're doing that with the APS-C, you might get milky window. And you normally don't want milky window, means Harvey Weinstein was hanging outside in your bushes.
Let me see. I'll point it at the window. Let me see. Well, that's pointed at the window. I don't. Well, you know what? And it's not here. You know what I'm saying? If I put them side by side, you probably see the difference there.
Well, no, and again, like, you know how to work the camera, you got all good glass. What a lot of people will do is because they spent their entire load on camera, they over here with F4 kit glass trying to wonder why they can't get that bokeh.
Well, wait. So look, let's clarify this, because a lot of times this is not done. This is the point where I would say I would be looking for you and Diana and, like, you know, the Let's Get Live crew to expound on this. There is a point at which you are in that 64, 66 to A7C-ish, or to those other alphas, where I will back people down from the A7, depending if the budget thing comes up to say, hey, look, this 66 is fine. You know, I'm sitting here, look, hey people, you know, I'm sitting here working that, it is fine. And that's the regular lens. That's the regular Sony lens on that one. That's the 18-135 lens. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I had a friend of mine who was like, oh, you should put a Sigma on that joint too so you get the bokeh. I'm like, I don't need bokeh for overhead desk and stuff like that. What am I
you want that to be clear.
Yeah, yeah. What are you bokehing now? Like, what the heck you bokehing? People go, oh, I gotta get 4 of them. It's like, what for what? Bokehing what? Put a regular lens on the thing in the air and the one for the room. Like, you don't need all of that. That's the point at which it's like you don't need, because what I try to stop people from is going, oh, I'm gonna get this camera, and then they try to go cheesy and cheap on the accessories. And it's just like, why would you even do that? You know, like, for what? And like, you don't know, say, if you're not taking it off the stand, I mean, so what? You got the camera that, oh, it got Ibis in there. You never even moved the damn thing. So what?
They still think Ibis is a bird. You know what I mean? That long skinny joint be like,
it's
get the
like,
fish.
It's like, oh, it got it. You know, you can do this with the camera. It's like, you got it sitting on the tripod. It never sees outside the room. Like, at that point, that's when you make your decisions to say, okay, you go here. So shout out to Diana Gladney. I have repented for telling people to get an A5100. I no longer purchase those cameras.
So to Keisha's point, if I'm going to, and this is what we did to Marshall, we had this conversation with our buddy Marshall, Ecamm Jedi Cancel. So here's what happens. Marshall, are you going to take the camera off the tripod and go out with the family and shoot? Yes. Marshall, are you going to take the camera with you on vacation and shoot photos of your kids? Yes. Marshall, do you have more than 2 kids? Yeah, I got 4. Damn, son. Yes.
Right.
Okay. So do not buy a APS-C camera in your case, because there will be photographs happening. And your kids are of age where you're going to want to document all of that. Children's is growing up, especially Little Man's. Yes. Little Man's is Little Marshall all day. So you definitely want, he's a character. Dude is funny. I'm like, you need to film that kid. You need lots of photos. That kid's going to be a model. That kid's the handsomest little seed I ever seen, right? So I'm like, in your case, Marshall, get the A7C, because it is basically a ZV-1, all of the easy parts. But when you're ready and you're ready to absorb a little bit more photographic content, things like that, the skills to pay the bills are in there, right? Right. But if you just got like straight ZV-1 or straight get, you know, like a A6600, your video game for your studio, your shots for your videos that you get and pay for, they're going to be fantastic. When you get out, it will take dope pictures, but a full frame will take dope pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
I will agree. That's when I see
on
it.
The photo, thank you. It's for photos, right? A full frame is 42 megapixels, sometimes 61 megapixels. APS-C is 24 megapixels. And that doesn't matter until you out there shooting for print. If you're shooting for Instagram, it don't make a hill of beans.
Come on, preview mode. How about that preview mode, man? I'll publish now. Look, so that's for Hicks. That's a Godox, like. Wait, how you pronounce it? Godox?
Godox is right.
Godox. Yeah, that's a little Godox. Look, I got these actually inspired by freaking Doc with the lifesaver. I got these because of Doc. It was a lifesaver thing. See, that's what it was. It was because of you, Doc.
He
I was like,
clowning.
yo, I like this guy with the lifesavers in the background,
Hey,
and
yo,
so that was the thing.
Y'all see the man riding the bike up the thing right there? You know what that reminds me of? The
What's
Price
that?
is Right. Yodelay,
Oh, yes. Oh,
yodelay, yodelay. You know The Price is Right? The cliffhanger joint? And you're like,
Yes,
yodelay,
I didn't
yodelay,
realize that. Hold
yodelay.
Wait a minute, you did
Yo.
that on the money, yo. There it is. Wait, go.
Yo.
Yo.
Dude, that's The Price is Right there on the strip, dude.
Hey, hold up. I gotta see if you can make out who this guy is.
Hey,
right
why
here,
you look? Why you got Keely over there on your wall?
Wait, where?
The little the red Canadian flag.
Oh, you see. So look, that's from the game called Dead Island Riptide. You remember that?
No.
It was a game called Dead Island Riptide. It's a dope game. But look, see, check this guy out right here. You know who that is?
Yeah, this Mace Windu.
No, in here. Do you know who this guy is?
I thought it was Mason there.
No, that's Samuel Jackson
Yeah.
from
that's
Django.
Yeah, okay. In Star Wars, he's Mace Windu, damn it.
No, I got you. My fault, man. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. No, that's from
purple-
Django.
Purple lightsaber, fam. Yo, Eileen, good to see you. All right, man. I told you
So
guys
it's
were
time to
gonna
go
run
to
long.
Ramirez. It's
Yeah,
Heather's
look.
channel now, right?
Yeah. See, like I told
We
you, we
wanna
was
show
gonna
her
run
some
long,
love.
but let's wrap it up. KP, how can people find you? When you gonna do some more sneaker pre sessions?
You can find me at Doc Rock, hanging out on his channel. Diana Gladney, let's get live. No,
And
the convos without the hashtag now.
Hey, the preview of the fixed YouTube tag is today. You can finally tag KP with at the convos without the stupid hashtag in there now. You finally fixed it. That joint used
Finally,
to
I
piss-
did fix
Yo,
it.
me and Miss D would be cussing you out every time, bro. We be in there cussing
So
you
I'm
out.
so sorry. I fixed it, everybody. I'm still learning. I'm still learning from all these
Hey.
great people.
It's good,
Yo, my
man.
shirt.
At least you out
There we
here
go.
trying to learn. I like that.
Yep.
I love that. Thank you, Preston Soul, for the merchandise. You can get your merch
Hold
at
up,
Doc
let me
Rock.
move that off of Doc's face. Hey, can I tell everybody? People actually think this is me on the shirt, so that's why I rock it. So I gotta thank Doc.
That's funny.
What? Look, they like this. They like, oh, dude, I love your shirt, man. It got you real.
Hey, Carlos, we're going to start having your therapy sessions for people who bought whack gear and then now mad at us. So we're going to invite them to the Carlos section. I told you to buy the Sony. Anyway, I'm clouded. Thank you, Carlos, for showing up. Caleb, cool. Good to see you here, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, we did good. We did good today. Anyway, I got to get to work. Caleb is yelling at me in the chat.
Yeah, I got to get to work too. Client will be coming in a minute. I got to
All right,
host it live,
gang.
whatever.
Don't forget, Saturday, we got, a couple things popping. Number one, we're going to have our class. If you haven't done it already, make sure you jump over to the Buy Me a Coffee page. Sign up to be a member. You get to come and kick it with us at class. And then this Saturday, we're going to be speaking the Passion Economy with none other than Heather Ramirez. I can't speak English. Heather Ramirez, as I call them, Buck Ramirez, when her and Tom are together. So come and check it out. And KP is missing, but I just want to say thank you,
I'm
brother.
back. I'm sorry.
Thank you for the stream. See, I told you, Caleb is like, dude, get off the stream, bring your ass to the office. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
bye,
Caleb.
y'all.
I'm on the way, Caleb. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for just coming and
Caleb.
kicking with us. Like, man, today was great. And KP, I appreciate your insight, and I just really, really appreciate it. Don't forget, tomorrow night I'm gonna be hanging out with the phenom from Florida himself. So I'm gonna end up changing my lights to team green so I can kick it with the content ecosystem, or what's a good word for that?
Shout out to Eliseo. Eliseo got that bouginess going on with his.
No, it's Eliseo, dude. We're gonna keep
Eliseo,
it straight. We're gonna keep it straight Puerto Rican up in here, Boricua.
Is that because he's driving a Ferrari now? He's driving a Ferrari.
No, that's how you say it in Spanish, man. He's Afro Rican. Give it all you got, like me. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. You guys don't remember that song? Yo, you gotta.
He's a Samaritan. He's a Samaritan because he got Canons and Sonys.
Dude, you're gonna have to sell. You're gonna have to sell the KP Scully, dude. You just had a Scully right there and just put Sneaker Preach on the side. Look it up, Andrew. Let's get it. And thank you, JFK Productions, for coming through. I appreciate you, brother. All right, gang. Let me music us out of here.
City
Get out of
of
here.
mine, how I love, how
I'm gonna need to license that Jill track. Tell me who I gotta call.
It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop work is life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather.